Aloha. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with Petey and Cal. Say what's up, gents.
What up?
The Rock.
We're talking about this controversial cover.
There's a
Um,
bunch of them, bunch of controversial covers.
well, well, for some people, they consider it controversial in that the fact that Black Panther, this new title that they're putting down, Black Panther, The Women Rise. I don't see what's the problem with it. I think that I'm all for the fact that
Don't
you have.
worry. We're here so you will see what the problem is and we can educate everybody else as well.
I see no problem in the fact that there is a storyline where Shuri becomes the Black Panther and becomes the
What
queen of
does
the.
it? I'm sorry, but those covers don't say Shuri becomes the Black Panther. Those covers say the women rise, as if for some reason the women were subjugated before in the last movie.
They weren't subjugated. They're just saying now that unfortunately that T'Challa is not taking center stage anymore. Their
Oh, so
character.
we're gonna just disrespect T'Challa. We don't know what's happened to him. We know what happened to Chadwick Boseman. We don't know what happened to T'Challa, and somehow he becomes a footnote. I'm sorry, he's ushered off stage when this is his show. Okay, this is like Malika Andrews. Okay, over there on ESPN. This is my show, and I got to give it up for you. We don't even know what happened to this guy, but we're supposed to be standing up at attention because the women rise, even though the women were already on their feet from the last film. All of them.
We stand whenever a woman is getting up out of her seat or is going
Mhm.
into a seat. That's the perfect gentleman stuff.
No,
Okay?
that's us rising. That's us rising, not the woman rising. Okay, man,
But
you did not come prepared for this one, did you? Let's get it
Okay,
on.
all right, all
Let's
right,
get
all
it
right.
on.
You kind of guns
let, let,
blazing there, Cal. You
yeah,
kind of.
Are
yeah,
you
he
kidding
said
me?
Blaze.
Okay,
This is
hold
We're
on,
what
talking.
this
wait
is
a
this,
second, wait a
this
second,
is
wait a
what
Yo,
second,
we.
you can
wait
bring
a
it on
second,
right
wait
now
a,
if we gotta bring
wait
it
a
on. But I'll
second.
tell you right now, I think there's nothing wrong with what's going on. I think it's perfectly fine. Do we
If
are
you
we going to
think
miss
there's nothing,
T'Challa? We're going to miss
if you think
T'Challa.
there's
But
nothing
right
wrong, then
now,
you're part of the
T'Challa isn't right
problem.
here, so we have to
You're
hold
part of
on
the
to the
problem. You're part
story.
of the problem.
Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Wait a second. So my initial thing, because I sent this to the crew, and my thing was when people say, "Hey, Chadwick Boseman died," you don't want to do a thing where we just bring back the character and put a new actor in and blah blah blah. This
Yes, we
actually
do.
respects the actor, and I'm just like, you know what? The actor is not, is the person who passed, and it's terrible that he passed. But the fictional character is not. Wait 20 years, 30 years. They might be no market like Blade. After the third one, there's no market after this. And if you are successful with the Women Rising, then there might be no interest in putting the guy going back to it. It'll be like, hey, after this moves run of movies go and Shuri or Lupita is the Black Panther, then when you come back and do it again, will you decide to do T'Challa or will you decide to do Lupita or Letitia's character?
I think
That's
that's
what
very
I would
short-sighted.
struggle with, huh?
I think that is very short-sighted, and I think once again that's falling into an argument that
Short-sighted. How long do you think
short-sighted.
movies come? How when was it from Blade to now?
I think the fact that the
Superman
title, I think so
to
long the
Man of
title,
Steel.
I think so long as the title is called Black Panther, that he
Mm-hmm.
shall rise once again. Okay, I think
It
the
doesn't say
whole.
What?
he shall rise. It says
I
How does
think
Wakanda
that?
that
Wait,
once,
wait.
forever.
I think that
How does
once
that?
he
How
passes,
does that work? How does that work? You're saying as long as it's called Black Panther, okay, he shall rise again. Then no, he's no he shall rise again. He's the Black Panther. End of story. Anybody else is a placeholder at the end of the day, and he's not dead.
okay.
T'Challa isn't dead.
Let me put a quote. Let me put a quote from you here. They asked Kevin Feige,
Oh
"Can you
Lord.
can you please confirm whether the character is dead?" Kevin Feige, who is the supremo numero uno, he says confirmed that the character would not be recast. This is in August 2020. Nor would a digital double be used, and he will not. And a key word, he will not be recast. Nor would a digital double be used, and he will not. Another not. I'm doubling again. Not appear in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever 2022. Instead, Chikala was confirmed to have died prior to the events of Wakanda Forever. So, I mean, I get what you're saying. I feel for you. I understand what's going
That
on and your
but
feelings.
what you
But the
just
fact of the
what
matter
you
is,
said
the
what you
character
said
right
right
now
there
is
has
not.
nothing to do with the question that you just posed. He's not saying that T'Challa is dead. He said that the character's not going to be recast and he's not going to be appearing in this film. That does not equate death.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna have to explain to you when someone is no longer around,
Mm-hmm.
everyone else thinks that he's there, and they throw a funeral for him. You're considered dead.
All
Now,
right,
insurance
this is
companies
all
give
right.
you up to 7 years.
This is some straight
7 years.
malarkey. Okay,
7 years, brother,
we had the Harry Potter films. Okay, Richard Harris was Dumbledore in the Harry Potter films. Richard Harris passed away. We got a new Dumbledore. There was no, we got to respect Richard Harris. Richard Harris has such a long history, in film and all this other type of stuff. He was here, he was there. No, the story needed to go on, and they recast. We're being sold this crock of nonsense. Okay, and there are probably some other reasons, some monetary reasons as well, why it works not to recast at this point.
The B answer. The B
like
answer.
Right here. It's like, hey, we recast. No, we can just save some money and just work with what we got over here. Okay, this is good. We're going to be under budget because we got one less salary at the end of the day, and that is part of business. But hey, this is not the first time that somebody had to be recast because the character died. It's not the first time. It won't be the last time. Instead, we're being sold this crock of scat that for some reason we got to respect. Are you kidding me? You want to respect what this guy did in terms of bringing one of the most important superhero characters created to screen and did it right. Okay, and did it right. We needed somebody who was going to make T'Challa regal. We wanted somebody who was going to make T'Challa tough. We wanted somebody who was going to make T'Challa cool. Everything that he was in the comic. And they got it with Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick Boseman set down the foundation for us. It's time for us to run the rest of the way. And instead, no. We don't want to disrespect or anything. Like, come on, we're not stupid. We know why you're doing this at the end of the day. And then the nerve of these magazines, the women rise, as if they weren't there already. They got, in his own movie, this guy had to share so much screen time between his mother, his girlfriend, his bodyguards, and his sister. And it was his movie.
Right.
Okay, wait.
He said, let's go back. His girlfriend.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
And his sister.
And we gotta double back on some of this stuff. You're still stuck on the whole T'Challa dying, the whole not dying and stuff like that. Again,
you
in the
brought
trailer,
that up, and then you brought
in
up
the
Kevin
trailer,
Feige
once
stuff,
again,
it
shows the funeral procession of T'Challa. So right now, and so I'm going to say right now.
How do we know that? How do we know that's the funeral? How do we know that's the funeral procession of T'Challa? Do you know something I don't? It says it.
I think
it says it right there.
I'm just
you don't want to wait.
Saying that there's a 1% chance that it could be a whole ruse and they do something different.
Right, a 1%.
But at the same time, this is Marvel. They've never done a secret this big.
Exactly.
So that would only disagree, but I hear what you're saying. There is some room for them to do a third
So T'Challa. So I can take this. So okay, regardless of how this seems to end out, it's not good because if he's dead, if he's dead in the film, you're telling me you're not bringing him back then? Oh, he's dead.
We're not saying that. We're just saying just this movie.
Yes, you are.
No, I keep saying just this movie. Just this movie.
No, hold on.
Back in the third one.
Hold on a sec. If he's dead in this film, okay, then either you're telling me you're not bringing him back, which means I'm really going to come after you, or no, we're going to bring him back next film. Oh, so he didn't have to be dead for this. This was a calculated thing, and then this will be the second time he's dead. And he's coming back at the end of the day. So, obviously when these guys go to the hereafter, it's, this is like this is like a choice. Well, I don't really want to hang around. I'm going back.
Wait. I think you're taking two things. One is that after the death of Chadwick Boseman, there was a huge outcry to not recast. You remember that, right?
From who? Who said that? Who said that?
There's a whole bunch of chatter on the web and everything. Right.
The people don't read comic books.
Exactly. So the point is,
there is no fan.
Hold up. Let me finish.
There is no fan of Black Panther. There is no fan of Black Panther that said don't recast.
There was a lot of pressure on the studio. People like, don't recast. It's too good. He did such a great. No one should do the role again, right? But now, as time has gone by, people are saying, hey, that's crazy. We need to recast this role again. Okay. And I think that's what it is. The initial thing. And so they responded to that. It takes 2 years to do a movie. The initial thing 2 years ago was, all right, we won't recast it, okay? But now they're like, all right, we're probably, I think they're looking at something like that. There's probably been 50 actors like that.
But they could have fixed this movie because they've already done a ton of reshoots on this one. Because the people who played the actor who played Namor, they basically came in there like, we are so happy to be here, but I don't know, we had to do a lot of reshoots, and it's just like, what? Because they know whatever they can do whatever they want. They're not stuck in it.
Aren't you the guy who's told us time and time again reshoots are par for the core in the business.
My meaning is that you could
and
recast him. Then if you can redo it, and you've got 20% of the movie you can use, you can do a movie where the Black Panther, but the problem is you don't want to do a story where he gets hit by a tidal wave, and he don't, and like the what's it, Namor's people hit him with a tidal wave, and he's the one that's gone. It's like a little too convenient, and then surprise at the end, here's the new guy with a different face, like Steven in freaking Dynasty or something like that. Steven died on the oil rig. No, he was just knocked out. And you don't want to do the soap opera bring him back thing either. That's why I just recast and move forward.
Or new Aunt Viv.
Dude, but the Aunt Viv is the best example, because look what happened here. Here is what Cal said about the money. The money part of it is the other hard part, is because these actors, similarly to Lisa Bonet leaving a different world, Lisa Bonet was making the most money. When she was gone, they didn't up everyone's money, because everyone was basically bit characters, like Kadeem Hardison, Jasmine Guy. So when they're making what their 6,000 a week, they're like, this is great. And the next thing they go next to Woody Harrelson, who's a bit like like a supporting character too, and they're kind of the leads now. They're like, Woody Harrelson has an assistant, this, that, and the other. The problem is that they're not hitting them off with the real money. As she being Black Panther, she still has a contract that she has to work through.
We're not talking about the money that she's
making. We're talking about the money.
I think you made a good analogy there, where when Lisa Bonet left and they started doing the show, the others stood up, and that's it. They took over.
They wrote them more characters. They didn't give them more
Lisa
money.
Bonet. They didn't recast Lisa Bonet, and that's the point I'm trying to make.
No, they didn't give them any more money. That's the other problem. It doesn't matter about the money.
The question is, did they recast Lisa Bonet? That's what we're talking about.
That's it. No, they didn't have to recast her. She's still a part of the universe. It's basically like if Black Panther went to, just like in the comics, he went to the Avengers.
He will be back. We know he's in the spirit realm. We also know that Marvel.
Stop with that spirit world. That's my third issue.
We also know
character. Look at this. How is T'Challa represented in these Black Panther L covers? He's not.
It's just the L covers.
He's not in the covers.
It's okay.
Women will rise, meaning that there's no him, right? The woman rise, right? That's what they say. So that means he's gone.
This is a female.
Here's another video. This is no picture of T'Challa. None of that.
This is a female-oriented magazine. That's all it is, and they're gonna highlight those women.
Not even a picture.
Instead of highlighting the great diversity, you have.
Don't worry, I'm waiting for that other issue of L.
And the Western.
What was that?
No, they'll have another issue of L, and it'll just be the Black Panther mask, and it'll be T'Challa. The women rise, T'Challa falls. That's pretty much where they're going with this.
No, they're not going with that. You guys are reading way too much into this. It's almost like a conspiracy theory, I have to say, with you, Cal.
Conspiracy theory?
There is nothing conspiratorial about it.
Yeah.
It's right there in your face. Wait a minute. So you look at a trailer and you're telling me T'Challa is in the spirit world based on absolutely nothing.
He's dead. I'm the conspiracy theorist? No. We know that when the Black Panthers die, they go to the spirit world. Am I not right? We saw that in the previous Black Panther. We've seen that in the comics. So if he dies, he's going to be in the spirit.
That would be so terrible if they have his voice on some spirit world thing, talking to Letitia's to Shuri, and then invading her like freaking Firestorm, saying the spirit of T'Challa is in me. They're doing Wakanda forever after that. No, there's no way to do that sort of thing to make it feel like it real. It's just a line of dialogue. It's just a moment. It's some digital thing of a character, of actor who's not even here. It's terrible.
We don't know if they're not going to do that. All I'm saying,
they already used his voice. We don't know how much they recorded of him.
They recorded tons of stuff of him.
That's going to be the problem. They put him in there digitally in that thing.
They said they're not. I gave you the quote. They won't put him in there digitally. I told you that.
The voice as a spirit, some spirit nonsense.
Look, all I'm just saying is that I think if you guys would have been agreeing when he passed away that we should use Michael B. Jordan. Instead of having this cow
it might happen.
Cow having a cow about it, You know what I'm trying to say? Like, no, it
You
can't be.
don't take you don't take the megalomaniac villain and make him into the leader of the nation for the next film because the last lead actor died. Killmonger was still wrong, and I'll say this for I guess I just got to keep saying it for you. T'Challa is not dead.
Okay, I said, and listen, guys, and it could be Marvel. You can use this idea that you could use Michael B. Jordan as another twin, as a version of him, not the king.
Oh my God.
Make him a complete new person and call him T'Challa, and boom, there you got
Marvel already knows that you completed your certification when it comes to AI, made all these bots, and you've been passing this around on the internet. They're not listening. Neither are we over here. Okay,
All
get
right.
T'Challa back. Get T'Challa back in these films.
All right, and we all agree he'll be back by the third one. Okay.
Well, do you remember
If
the
there is,
sentiment before
if there is
T'Challa?
a third one,
There will
Remember
be a
the
third one.
remember the sentiment before the Chadwick Boseman passed? They were all the sentiment was Killmonger, Killmonger. Oh, look at Lupita and Michael B. Jordan together. Look how great they are together. Killmonger, Killmonger, Killmonger's right. Killmonger's right. As soon as we
I
lost
think
him, then
that's the
all
way
of
you're
that
going.
somehow
I think that's
came. Bring he has to come back in the next film when he died in this one. All the talk was him, and then we lose him, and then it's all turned into retire the character. It's like you guys haven't been celebrating him enough outside of getting that great cover with him where you were celebrating Killmonger when it's like the director just could have put the camera and just focused in on the character they were supposed to, not saying, here, this is Dom Elijah here. It's Shuri. Oh, look at Shuri over there. Look, Lupita. It's Michael B. Jordan. And it's like, okay, let's get Chad and do his scenes. Like, it's not. It wasn't an ensemble. It
no,
wasn't
we didn't.
the.
We never got Black. We never got Black Panther on his own. Okay, we got him as a part of Captain America: Civil War, but again, that's an ensemble. And then it's his own movie, and he's literally sharing it with all these people. Testament to Chadwick Boseman that he didn't lose anything while he was doing it. And now we get this one, and it's like, okay, he's totally ushered off stage. And what's worse, anytime I hear this nonsense about bring Killmonger back, okay, wait a second. The character that's dead in the film, we can bring him back, okay? But
Bang.
the character who's not dead, oh, we got to get rid of him because Chadwick Boseman passed away. It's ludicrous. It's schizophrenic. Okay, it's solipsistic. Just get T'Challa back in this film. I don't want to hear about any women rising. It's called Black Panther. T'Challa is the Black Panther. Everybody else is just a fill-in, and I'm not paying any money to go see an hour and change or 2 hours worth
2 hours
of
and 40 minutes.
worth of fill-in at the end of the day.
2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm putting my money there, and I want to see the movie. You can say
So you're saying at the end, no, because the fans will be so nutty that if Killmonger comes at the end, they don't even need a setup outside of showing the dumb fight at the beginning and say, oh, here, look at them fighting. T'Challa gets hit by a tidal wave, and then what's the name comes up. That's going to be the worst kind of storytelling ever. Worst.
I don't think these guys don't seem to understand that they're like really they're walking a razor's edge with this particular film. Okay, because it's got to be a good film. It's got to be a good film. So
it will be a good film.
Regardless of everything else, this has to be a good film. And then two, you got too many guys who make a lot of money and a lot of noise having a hate machine on YouTube or whatever other platform that they use, and they're waiting for these guys to screw something up that they can actually run with. And a lot of times, Marvel, Disney have been doing it. They're like, okay, oh, that doesn't matter. Our base is strong over here. But this film right over here, okay, this film right over here does not need to be contentious. You need to resolve a couple of things very quickly. But the biggest thing you need to resolve is T'Challa. You cannot put him off. You can't put him out the pasture. You can't do that to this character. He's too important of a character. Marvel Comics, comic book history, you do not usher him off like this. If you do it, then you get what you get.
My throat is getting dry, so I don't think I can respond to saying the
Good.
exact thing I've said.
That might be it. That might be the best thing.
10 times already, I've said the same thing, so I don't think I can respond to that right there.
You said 10 times. You said a bunch of. 10 times. You said a bunch of different things.
I said the same thing. I've been saying it for years now. and I'm just I can't understand how you don't understand 1 + 1 = 2. You know, and you too, P. I can't understand how you don't understand how you know 4 ÷ 2 = 2. I just don't get it. I don't know what's you guys don't understand the type of math that I'm giving you guys. You guys need to get back and learn the mathematics of the universe.
Oh, what did George W. Bush say? Fuzzy math.
Why do we got to bring up George W. Bush? Leave him alone. He was fine when
No,
he was.
Fuzzy math. I'm not saying
what did
anything
no?
negative about him. I'm saying one of his
What
quotes in
Bush
how
said?
it pertains to you.
Bush said, "Fool me once, fool me, fool me once. Don't fool me once. Don't get fooled again." There's Bush.
Oh
And
God.
then it was like, I get what was that thing he said? And then
No, forget what he said. The duck in the shoe, classic. Woof. What? Another one? Woof. I'm
that's what
ready.
he's gonna say. He's like,
Ready to throw
he's
hands.
like, bow, bow,
He
bow,
looked like
bow,
he's ready
bow.
to throw hands.
Yeah. So
Fool,
he's good.
fool me once.
I don't know. We don't know if that's legit. That was probably cut as far as we know.
Are you kidding? That was a live feed.
I
Get
think
out of
that
here.
was. I think I think the media
That
just
one,
came out
that one
negatively
was right
towards.
up there with Kanye West talking about George Bush doesn't like black people, and then he had who's this dude again? Austin Powers. He was looking like, what the hell? He's right up there with that one.
Yeah. So hey, let's close this up once again. I just want to say thank you very much, everybody, for listening.
Well, we gotta say there's this thing where we have to go to it where we
Is it
do
about Black
stories.
Panther? Is it about Black Panther?
It's in the realm of Black Panther.
Let's stick to what we're talking about and not dive
I'm
off.
just saying, why did we lose? There's no male population in this thing. We lost Forrest Whitaker in the first story. We did lose the villain too, as Cal's always points out. We lost T'Challa. We lost the king. So we only have the women. The only guy that's like in the town over. The other black dude, he said, I don't have a part, so he left. So you don't have any guys in the area. And this is kind of similar to all the death that took place in the movie Prey, where we lost all the men. So it's kind of, then you get the woman with the woman king.
We
Where we
lost Claw
got,
too. Don't forget Claw.
what?
We lost Claw also.
But yeah, but he's not a person that's going to be able to defend Wakanda.
What point was what you brought that up to make? What point?
Yeah.
He said we lost all the men, and you're
Yeah,
telling him
and,
you're
and,
just
and
like,
Claw
oh,
was a man. I just wanted to just put that point.
I'm just saying the people that could defend the
he
males
doesn't
that
need
could
to.
defend the society, and we're getting a lot
He
of
doesn't
movies
need
like
to.
that now. That's my
He
point.
doesn't. He doesn't need to name every single dude we lost. We lost all of them.
But that's the thing. It's kind of tough where we're getting these new Amazon stories where it's just like,
Wait,
hey,
wait. This is no new Amazon. Just don't start throwing things and use
yes,
words.
you got these
No, don't start.
strong
No,
women
no,
that are
no, no,
protecting
no.
the land against these. The
No.
Atlanteans are way stronger
Yep.
than regular people. So you can't. Do you have suits on all of those characters? I don't think so.
Well, they have adamantium.
And the
So
and the only reason why they were able to even contend with the Atlanteans before was because of T'Challa. Now we got this unproven person in Shuri, and Wakanda's dead.
what do you mean they contended when Shuri was the Black Panther? They were fighting them.
Yeah, she did a terrible job. Did
First
you
of all,
forget that?
how do they explain flooding Wakanda? I don't get that. How
That
did they do that?
one that was on Shuri's watch. Two, that was on Shuri's watch. So
How is
they're
it
right.
done though? How are they doing when they're in the ocean and Wakanda is in Central Africa? That was
I
never.
will. I will invite you. I will invite you to read the story again so you can get it. But the bottom line was it was on Shuri's watch. And you know who had to come and set it right? And you know who had to come and set it right? T'Challa. Doctor Doom attacking Wakanda. Whose watch was that on? That was on Shuri's watch. He would have never done it while he would have never done it while
reverb. I
T'Challa was
can't
there.
hear you, bro. Reverb. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. I got some reverb for you. That was done on Shuri's watch. Doctor Doom would have never. He said as much. He would have never attacked Wakanda while T'Challa was in charge. T'Challa was too formidable. It was too risky. But Shuri, nah, let's go for it.
Well, that's the hard part that you have, and I don't know, this thing of, we create some people, we treat the guys like cannon fodder, and then we have a new set of people that rise up and defend the town because there's no one left, and it's just like,
Yeah.
no, the way it works is they just pull. Yes, we have female soldiers, but we got a lot more men. We throw a lot more men on the fire to deal with this. The first line,
Hey,
the second line, third line.
I do not have an issue with men being expendable. That's pretty much nature. But you're gonna take all of them? We can't even get a
That's
skeleton crew?
yes. But that's the thing. I understand it's the act. You can't do a full scale population because you can't spend. They're not going to spend the money on this. But I'm just saying, this is another reason why you should just recast because you don't have, you're doing this ensemble thing in this world of stuff and this fighting of what's the name, and you don't have T'Challa to play off of a king and his sister versus the Atlantean king and his sister or cousin or whatever.
It's possible he could come in at the end or the next movie and then fix it, be the savior that
Movies work where you set it up in the beginning. So what did they do? They showed the two of them fighting, and then he shows up at the end, and he says, "Hey, I got better." Or I go in from the plane, and this is how I came. Caleb, you ever see the Wraith, where the guy dies and he comes back as Charlie Sheen? You never saw the Wraith? Yes. He said, "This is the best I could get to back to where I was." he turns to Cheryl. You didn't see that movie, The Wraith? And he gets killed in the beginning part, and he comes back as Charlie Sheen. And at the end, it said, "Cheryl Finn, you know who I am. This is as close as I could get back to who I was." He means he traded up, or at least at that period, for Charlie Sheen.
Yeah. Well.
Okay. So, anything else before we continue?
I think that's it.
Okay. So
bring back T'Challa.
Bring back T'Challa.
Once again,
bring back T'Challa.
Bring back T'Challa
on these guys, Bob Bachman, and it's a wrap. All right. If you like what you heard, especially if you're on my side, comments, thumbs up. Okay. Negative things for these guys. Spirak
out.
And if you would like to see Bob Backlund in the camel clutch, the same way he lost the title, please bring back T'Challa. Spirak out.